Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Martin Falopino, better known as Dr. Debunk. I debunk medical myths, garbage, and crap spread by doctors and other health professionals. This little short video is going to be about California, but it's applicable for all states. In my opinion, our governor is certifiable. Certifiable from the point of view of his plan to reopen California. Basically, his plan will never reopen California. So we're going to go through this little news clip from yesterday, what's titled Corona Stage 2 Reopening. Only 18 counties in California are given the green light to reopen schools, restaurants, and malls. And I haven't looked, but I'm sure they're ultra small. But let's just get right to it. The governor's plan to reopen our state is unattainable. It's not going to happen till next year. And so let's just go over it. You'll see up on the screen here where you scroll down to this little article, and it says, in order to be approved for further reopening, counties must prove to the state they meet the following criteria. No more than one new COVID-19 case per 10,000 residents in the past 2 weeks. That's nuts. That's never going to happen for a while. Because as I mentioned in this video of my last video about the problems with how the government has approached this, the nursing homes are getting inundated. And they're going to keep having cases. And that will decline. But one case in 10,000 residents? He doesn't clarify, but I know what he means. He means that if you get a positive test, that's a case. Well, there's tons of people that probably got COVID in December, January, February, or people that are asymptomatic and got it, and then they're going to finally get tested. In my practice, for example, I have right now 10 or 12 people that really sounded like they had something that might be COVID. It probably was influenza, but the only way to know is to run the test. And if it's positive, then they really had it. And so if it was positive, then that's going to be a new case. They may have had it in December, January, and they got cold or flu-like, especially younger people. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. And so that'll be another case. How in the world are we ever going to stop that? Because they're going to just keep testing people and testing people. So anyway, the second criteria is no COVID deaths in the past 14 days. Well, the way they want doctors to report COVID-19 deaths, the first place, it's ludicrous. It's basically a lie. They want everything to be listed COVID-19 deaths. Well, let me tell you something about that. Nobody ever died from COVID-19. Nobody ever died from influenza, not strictly speaking. So here's the typical way somebody dies from COVID-19. They're 80 years old. They have a little respiratory troubles and maybe a little bit of congestive heart failure. And they get COVID. Well, what happens is they rapidly get pneumonia. And so the pneumonia causes what we call pulmonary edema, excessive fluid in the lungs. Well, their heart that was kind of borderline heart failure anyway goes into full-on congestive heart failure, and then it goes into complete heart failure and they die. So the correct way to list it on the death certificate would be death due to cardiac arrest, due to congestive heart failure, due to pulmonary edema, due to viral pneumonia caused by COVID. And that's how it always works. But they want me to list it as a COVID-19 being the primary thing. How does that work exactly? The COVID doesn't get into your heart and stop the heart from beating. So this idea that they're going to not have any deaths, it's ludicrous. Because you're going to have people that are in nursing homes, again, that go into mild pulmonary edema or go into respiratory arrest or congestive heart failure, and they may drag on for a month and then finally die. So that means that's going to be a new case. So how is this going to happen? It's not realistic. And then essential workers, the next one down. Essential workers must have access to personal protective equipment. Well, who's checking the nursing homes to see that they have it? That's the essential workers that need to be checked. We don't need to know if people in the malls or workplaces, I mean, if you're in a workplace and you're more than 6 feet apart, it's not that critical. Only for people that are getting upper respiratory type infections, they need to wear a mask. Not that, I mean, masks would be good for anybody, but, and then he wants a minimum of 1.5 tests per 100,000 residents. I don't think that'll be a problem. Being conducted daily, yeah, that's going to get easily done. And then, oh, here's my favorite, contact tracers. They want at least 15 contact tracers per 100,000 residents. Who's going to do it? They're supposedly organizing it, but who's going to train them? Who's going to do it? When are they going to be trained? And then another good one, ability to temporarily house 15% of the county's homeless population. Where's the money going to come from? You think these little hotels or motels they're sticking homeless in, they're going to accept, an IOU from the state? They're going to want to get paid. Where's the money? What's the, and then hospitals are equipped to handle the 35% surge at minimum. The only hospitals that are overwhelmed are in the big cities. My hospital here in the city I live in, it's a medium hospital, 100-something beds. We haven't been overwhelmed. The stupid tent they put outside, there's nobody in it. The census is half. It's ridiculous. The big hospital in this area, in the city of Visalia, I have 2 or 3 ER nurses that go over there. They're half staff. Nobody's going to the ER because they're afraid to get COVID. And the hospital's running a 50% census. And usually they're saturated because this is a rural area. That's the biggest hospital in a 60 square mile area. So where's this big surge? Nursing facilities have a 2-week supply of PPEs. Well, again, who's going to check it? How do you know? Continue to monitor metrics and potentially reenact restrictions. This is not attainable. He's going to keep us in prison as long as he can. So the point of the video today is look, I think we're going to have to, descend on Sacramento. So I hope somebody organizes a Attack the Capitol Day, maybe on a Friday, whatever, a day. I'll go. If it's if it's a Friday or Monday, we need to, as Californians and people in other states, we're going to have to go after these governors that are drunk with power, because this guy just loves the fact that he can control everything we're doing. And that's my opinion. But if we don't have a day to put 30 to 50,000 people in the Capitol, I don't know how this is going to stop. It's just going to be a month from now, he'll say the same thing. Well, we can't go to phase 2. Can't do it. I mean, he, all through this crisis, has made ridiculous statements. Like in the very beginning, when there could be no people, more than 10 people gathering, in whatever restaurants or other places, he exempted theme parks, movie theaters, and casinos. What? How can you exempt those places? Could you imagine one drunk person in a casino with COVID-19? And those were okay according to him? And now he's talking about schools? That next year they're going to put schools on split basis. Half the kids go Monday, Wednesday, Friday 1 week, Tuesday, Thursday the next. Then the other group goes Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, that's great. That's not even a bad idea. What about the parents? How are the parents going to work? Half the time the kids are at home. They just leave them at home? What's the mechanics of that? It's nuts. So this is kind of for Californians, but anyone else, I think the people are going to have to really make a stink to get the lockdown or end, or they're going to try to run this all the way through till next flu season and then keep it going by threatening us of how bad it's going to be. Anyway, that's it today. This is Dr. Debunk. Just another quick reminder, because we didn't do it last time. KSK Cold Spray. It's my official sponsor. This is an all-natural germicide. Think of it as a topical disinfectant that you can spray in your nose, mouth, and throat. This, based on the CDC's website, will kill COVID-19. Now, it's not a treatment or a cure. but it's no different than a hand sanitizer that you can spray in your nose, mouth, and throat. Now, this product's been around 4 years, way before COVID. So it's not something that got popped out in a heartbeat. It works, absolutely works. It'll protect you. If you're in a public place, you could spray it 1 cycle, you're done. Go on the website, look at the information, look at the history of where this came from, and decide for yourself. But it's the cheapest little protection you'll ever get from any kind of common germ, virus, bacteria, fungus, doesn't matter. That's it. I'm Dr. Debunk medical myths, garbage, and crap spread by doctors and other health professionals. Thanks.